Well, that was probably just about the best president's announcement section I think I have ever seen. It's going to be hard to top that one, but we'll try. The next item on the agenda is the hearing of persons desiring to speak before the Board of Education. And we put all kinds of quid pro quos and limitations and restrictions so we can get other things done in addition to the democratic discussion of things of on people's minds. And so this is a 15-minute maximum period of time during the meeting, and it's about 3 minutes per speaker. And Ms. Berea is in charge of the axe, so don't push because she'll hurt you. The first speaker that I have here is Pat Otto, president of GA. So welcome.
President DeWitt, members of the board, Superintendent Eads. I'm here to speak to you tonight about some concerns and some issues of my membership. I have heard in your work sessions and at the board meetings that you want to change the climate and the culture of the district. I believe that you have started that work in the community through events such as the school supply giveaway. But now is the time to start changing the climate and the culture in our schools by demonstrating that you value our employees who work directly with students. Since I have been president, I have been in the board meetings, I hear you talk about our educators, but the action to back up the talk is not happening. Educators are a constant within the district and the budget. We have a salary system that is very predictable for budgeting purposes, and yet the district does not provide for them. As the president, we have worked hard over the years to try and have a good working relationship with both the district and its administration, and the door is not always open. I am here to tell you that our employees, some who are here tonight, are dedicated, knowledgeable, skilled, and make the difference with the children every day. They deserve their salary schedule step that allows them to progress through the salary system toward a professional salary and a retirement wage upon retirement. The salary schedule dispute can be resolved tonight. I am asking you to do the right thing and grant the vertical step that will allow us to do what we do best, teach kids. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Mr. Brian McKinnon, please.
President DeWitt, Superintendent Eads, members of the board. My name is Brian McKinnon, and I am a high school social studies teacher, and I am also part of the GEA negotiations team. I am here to let you know that I am a teacher in District 6 because I love our community and I am passionate about educating our youth. As teachers, we work hard to increase student achievement and to meet the everyday challenges that we have. But I want to begin by being clear and honest with you to mend a broken relationship. Our relationship is disconnected because the district has made many promises to us, and those promises have been broken. Over the past 9 years, our job as teachers has changed in the district. Each year, more time and work is added to our plate, yet we are undervalued and unappreciated for the job that we perform. In contrast, our central administration is overvalued and insulated. I would also like to speak about the impact of what not getting our step compounded with the restoration step promise means. Imagine that you have a magic penny that you receive on the first day of the month in October, and that penny doubles in value every day of the month. Compounded over time, by the end of the month, that penny would be worth almost $11 million. By not being restored, compounded with our step, over time, teachers will experience a career earnings loss of up to $57,000. But restoration is not on the table. We are asking for our normal experience step. This is how teachers reach a professional salary, and I encourage you to honor one promise, the salary schedule. We cannot afford a compound effect by not getting our vertical step. This current board has stated in past board meetings that there will be a culture shift, and now you have the opportunity to put your words into action and build a relationship with teachers. By approving the vertical step, you will demonstrate value towards teachers. This will help build a positive relationship, maintain labor peace, and we can work together on increasing student achievement. We value the board for your time and effort that you put into improving our district, and we sincerely hope that we can come to an agreement as soon as possible. It is our goal as the GEA to get a settlement and to build a positive and collaborative relationship with the board. Together, we really can make Weld County School District 6 everything that it desires to be. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. McKinnon. Thank you, Mr. McKinnon. The next presenter is Andy Lee, and with Andy comes this letter, and I will distribute this now to board members present. Thank you.
So I had a fancy speech prepared, but I'm just going to talk for the heart. 19 years ago, actually 15 years ago, when I made the move up to Greeley, I chose this district because it looked awesome. And I wanted to make my life here, and I wanted to be a part of the system. But I didn't understand this salary schedule thing. So a good friend of mine, Judy Randall, broke it down to me very easily. And she said, Andy, your professional salary is up here, but we can't afford to pay you that right now. So it's going to take you 18 years of steady movement to get to that salary. But if you work hard and you give us your best, you will get there, and we promise you that. Okay, I made the commitment. And I was rocking along, life was good, I was happy, and I'm still happy. I'm very proud to be a teacher in District 6. My concern is this letter. Fast forward to 2009, and we had a lot of PowerPoints about a financial cliff that was so catastrophic and so egregious that the only solution was to derail the career path of every single certified personnel in this district. Every teacher, every SLP, OT, PT, blah, blah, T. Every single one of us had to receive this letter. And on this letter, there was a promise that as soon as possible, as soon as it was feasible, they would restore our step, because they realized that this letter wasn't a harm for 2009. This letter was a harm for every single year this letter was in existence. It's 2014, and we're talking about our step. So being a teacher, I'm a best hope, worst fear kind of girl. So here's my worst fear. My worst fear is at the end of this process, I'll be holding a letter with your signatures on it. That's my worst fear. I cannot afford to have another letter. I can't pay the mortgage with this letter. This is a promise that has not been kept. And this is a promise you've inherited. My best hope is that this board will actually change the culture, and that salary path will become an expectation rather than an uncertainty. And we can tell our young teachers that yes, after 18 years of hard work and dedication, you too will make a professional salary, and we promise you that. My other hope is that you guys will fix this letter. I don't want this letter. This letter doesn't help me. It doesn't keep me focused on where I need to be, which is in front of the children. This letter is a distraction, and this letter hurts me and every single person in this room as long as it's in existence. This is not your fault. You did not do this to us, but you can make this right, and that's what I hope you do.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Lee. The last speaker this evening is Kelly Longacre.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board and the district administration. My colleagues have already talked to you about the importance of a salary schedule. I'm going to just highlight a few things. The first one is the attrition factor in the way our salary schedule is built. As our employees move through and retire out of our system, they exit at the highest salary that we can give them. When we replace them usually with new teachers that cost significantly less. That savings to the district is $51,000 per teacher that retires from this district. An attrition factor of 2.5%. Our step that we ask for is 3.5 or 3.75%. Salary schedules are designed through the attrition factor to help self-fund those new teachers and the continued movement of teachers through that salary schedule. Just a few years ago in negotiations, we saw data where District 6 was ranked in the top 10 for career earnings of teachers. We can't claim that data because we don't honor those steps every year with our teachers. We aren't in the top 10. It's a failed promise of the boards of the past and a failed promise as we talk about your board spending and priorities. This last few months, we've asked CEA to take each and every one of your audits, evaluate your spending patterns, and determine where the priorities are placed for this district. And with my students, I always like good visuals. So I want each of you to recognize a dollar. It's the same as 1 penny, or 100 pennies equal $1. So each penny is going to equal 1%. So I'm going to ask you to look at, and we're going to talk about the increases in spending in a certain few categories that are on your reports, pages 29 through 35. In the last 10 years, the amount that you are spending on high school administration equals 35%. The amount you are spending on business services and other contracted services is 123% increase over 10 years. The percent that you're spending on downtown district administration doesn't quite equal $1, so we're going to fold this one to represent the 76% because we're going to round up. And now let's talk about the percent increase over the last 10 years that you've spent on your teachers. And over 10 years, that equates to 4 pennies, 4%. That's all your spending has increased. In your increased budgets over the last 10 years, $2.6 million is all you've added to your instructional line of teachers and instruction in this district, while your administrators are garnering 76% increase each and every year. As we talk about the importance of a salary schedule, there's something I must point out to each and every one of you. Andy talked about the year of imposition and the year of the freeze. That year, new employees to this district weren't honored with their experience from other districts. They were held at the same level as our current existing employees. That is not the practice that happened this year. Each and every new employee that came to this district was honored their experience from a previous district up to 10 years. You gave the value of an experience to a different district and not your own 900 employees who've been with you. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, you are failing your teachers. We are giving you over 25 hours of our personal time each and every week to complete our tasks. We've been asked numerous times, help us with workload. We've been told for the last 6 years it would be prioritized and listed so we knew what our priorities were so that we could clean our plates. And that is not the change. Your teachers are suffocating every day while you breathe a breath of fresh air. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Longacre, and thank all of you for your presentations. Appreciate it. The next item on the agenda is the work session report. Ms. Brea?
Board of Education President Roger DeWitt began the work session with open comments from board members regarding what they've heard from the community. Board members discussed upcoming calendar events and board member attendance, as well as future agenda items for board meeting planning. Board Director Dr. Julia Richard led the discussion regarding the Colorado Association of School Boards legislative resolutions. These resolutions will be voted on by board members from across the state at the upcoming Colorado Association of School Boards Fall Conference and Delegate Assembly, which Dr. Richard will attend as District 6 voting delegate. Board members had time for questions and discussion. Chief Human Resources Officer Dr. Kevin Ayton gave a presentation regarding staff retention in District 6. Superintendent Wayne Eads discussed the processes for the district's strategic plan and the strategic schools planning, and that concluded the work session.
Thank you. The next item is the approval of the agenda, and I will accept a motion to that effect.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, Ms. Brea?
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
Mrs. Solis?
Aye.
And the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. The next item is the approval of the consent agenda. We'll accept a motion for that. It's located on page 8 of your packet.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve items as presented on the consent agenda and authorize the officers to sign any and all contracts.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Ms. Brea, roll call?
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
Mrs. Solis?
Aye.
And the motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. The next item is UNC Week in District 6 proclamation. Director of Communications, Teresa Myers, please.
Thank you, President DeWitt, Superintendent Eads, and the Board of Education. I'd like to bring up Mr. Chuck Lenhart, who is the Vice President of University Relations for UNC. Every year, we like to honor our partnerships and recognize the important relationship we have with the University of Northern Colorado on many different levels, but particularly this time of year when they're celebrating their Community Fest and their Homecoming Week. I want to give Chuck just a moment to explain some of those, and I know we have a proclamation also. So thank you, Chuck, for being here.
Thanks, Teresa. This year happens to also be 125 years of UNC education. And as most of you know, our university was started by our community. It was a love for education, a commitment to education that started our university. Community members developed the funds necessary to start the university. Land was donated, and a proclamation or a letter went to the state of Colorado, and it was granted. And ever since then, we've had a love affair between the community and our university. We also have a long heritage of partnership with School District 6, and that partnership continues to grow today. We have tremendous offerings for students to progress through K through 12 and on through to higher education, and many commitments and many partnerships with our educators, with our faculty throughout our school system. So we thank the school district so much for all that you've given to the university and the commitment to providing the best education we can for our students and the community. And it's because of that love affair with our community that 3 years ago we started Community Fest. And Community Fest is now part of homecoming at UNC. And a lot of times that you think of or homecoming, it's about the football game, and that's great, and that is part of it. But now we've made it larger, bigger, and we invite our community to Community Fest. Community Fest is from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, October 4th, right before the football game. And it's a celebration of learning. And all of the booths, which we have about 130 of civic and businesses participating together with our academic departments at the university, in which our community members come out and celebrate learning. They get to learn anything from A to Z. There are so many fun things to participate in. We'll have games, entertainment. UNC's Performing and Visual Arts has a full slate of center stage activities, performances, food prepared by UNC's award-winning chefs, and activities that go all the way from face painting to games. It's just a fun time. It's free, and best of all, it's free parking at UNC all day long.
Wow, that's big.
So we would like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy that time at homecoming, And it should be a great time, a great celebration of learning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe we have a proclamation to offer, but I would request that a motion be made so that we might enact this proclamation.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the following resolution.
I will now read it, and then we will act on that resolution. UNC Week in District 6, September 29 through October 4th, 2014. Whereas the University of Northern Colorado, UNC, has been located in the heart of Greeley since the university's founding in 1889. And whereas UNC is among the top public universities in the United States and is particularly renowned for College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, which produces some of the best teachers, principals, and administrators in the nation. And whereas many hundreds of UNC graduates have gone to work in District 6, schools and offices even to this day, and whereas UNC's annual homecoming week for 2014 begins on Monday, September 29th and runs through Saturday, October 4th, and whereas it is appropriate that our school district help recognize, celebrate, and support opportunities for quality higher education for our students and community. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 proclaims that September 29 through October 4th, 2014 be recognized as UNC Week in District 6, and that district staff and students be encouraged to wear UNC apparel that week and to proudly display bear flags, pennants, and banners at their homes, schools, and offices during homecoming week. Roll call, Ms. Berea?
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
Mrs. Solis?
Aye.
And the motion carries 6-0.
And I'd just like to add that we will have a booth there. District 6 will have a booth there, so if you stop by, please come by and say hello to us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate
Good
it.
sign.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chuck, we'll see you again.